Good evening, everyone. This is your evening news recap, your nightly news podcast on all the news I come across, throughout the day, giving you my take as somebody who aspires to be a politician in the near future. Today is July 7th, not January. Like I said yesterday, I know, my bad, guys. um, Hopefully, you guys are all doing well on this wonderful July. It is the start of the week. It is Monday. Hopefully all you guys have a wonderful week at work or school or whatever you're doing. I guess it is summer, so school's kind of out, but whatever's going on, hopefully you guys all enjoy it. Hopefully everyone's doing well today. It's been an interesting day in the news world overall. A few things have happened. We have a hero to talk about for one, um, just random little bursts of things from ICE and the Trump administration and all the other garbage. But with that being said, let's get right into today's episode. Moving on into the Trump administration segment today, as we normally do, we have one topic as the Department of Justice and FBI are claiming that there is no Epstein client list. The FBI and Department of Justice are saying that they have found no evidence that Jeffrey Epstein kept a client list of people who came to the island or conspired with him. They have also claimed to have watched hours of footage claiming that he did die by suicide. Of course, the files have been a hot topic of this administration as Trump claims he would release them, but overall has refused to do so and is likely because he is in them. Someone corrects me if I'm wrong on this one. I'm not an Epstein expert, if you will, but wasn't it Ghislaine Maxwell who kept the client list? Again, not the most educated on the subject, but I'm 99% sure that she kept the list and not Epstein himself. Maybe they both had one. I'm not really sure. Honestly, I don't know much about the Jeffrey Epstein situation. I know about like what he's done. I know the basic gist, if you will. And honestly, I really couldn't care less. Of course, what he did to all of the victims in those situations is horrible, and nobody should have to live through or experience it. But, I was in middle school when this all started, and I've graduated high school now. It all started in 2019. So I was in 6th grade. That was like pre-COVID, dude. But, yet we're still talking about it because Trump won't release the files. He's 100% in them. And, one of the main signs of that being true is because he won't release them. I'm not an expert on it. Don't really care. I'll be honest. As I said, it was in middle school when I was in middle school when this whole ordeal started. But I can guarantee you, 100%, without a doubt, everything on everything that Trump is in these files. There is nothing you could say to change my mind. They could change the files and show them, right? They could show me the files, and if it's not there, I still wouldn't believe them. There is no way that Trump is not in those files. Anyways, moving on into an ICE segment today, as we have a couple topics today. The first one being the Marine Corps and ICE are launching a pilot program together. The Marines and ICE are partnering under a pilot program aimed to prevent foreign nationals from accessing installations across the country. The Marine Corps, based in Camp Pendleton, announced that it would be integrating ICE and Border Patrol agents into its installation security. A spokesperson for the Marine Corps said that ICE agents will be at the facilities in Virginia and Hawaii as well. This program is in the proof of concepts phase, and the Marines will not be enforcing immigration law, according to a spokesperson. ICE agents will guard entry points and gates with Marine personnel and won't patrol the base's interior. They believe that it will increase threat analysis. One way or another, I believe, this is going to go awfully wrong. They claim it's to prevent foreign nationals from other countries from coming into bases. But in the statement, they didn't give any statistics on that. Chinese nationals have tried to do so on multiple occasions, as the Wall Street Journal reports 100 occurrences, but little to no information is offered. And my problem with this is ICE is historically an organization that does racial profiling. I mean, time and time again, they've arrested American citizens just because they think they're immigrants. And honestly, so much more than just that. a continuous issue with ICE. Who's to say they won't do that here? Who's to say a troop won't come to one of these bases and say, hey, how's it going? I'm one of these troops. I'm stationed here for the next few months. And ICE says, you're lying because of the color of your skin. We think you are an immigrant or a foreign national or something like that. Nothing stops them from arresting that person and putting them into an ICE facility, just as they have done with American citizens now. There is nothing stopping them from doing so. It is just an excuse to allow racism and prejudice across the United States of America. Moving on into some more ICE news, as ICE tried to conduct a show of force in LA. ICE agents in camo surrounded MacArthur Park in LA as a show of force in the city after the new budget had passed. Agents came in with horses and armored vehicles carrying rifles, tactical gear, but would find no targets in the heart of immigrant Los Angeles. It's unclear if anyone was arrested, as news spread out as fast as possible of a possible operation in the park on Saturday. Mayor Karen Bass held an impromptu press conference at City Hall where she said, "This is outrageous and un-American that we have federal armed vehicles in our park. What happens to the criminals, the drug dealers, the violent individuals who are in the park today were children. It was their summer camp, their summer day camp." The agents appeared at around 10:30 a.m. and were met with crowds of people screaming, "Get out!" Mayor Bass would also show up at the park, my apologies, and when asked to leave a comment, she said the agents need to leave. They need to leave right now. They need to leave because this is unacceptable. The fact that agents can just sit around and do absolutely nothing for hours is not only a waste of taxpayer dollars, but messed up, especially the ones in LA. I mean, the other day they were peeing in front of a daycare, and now they're watching children at summer camp. That's a little suspicious and honestly creepy. Not to mention that it is absolutely insane that you brought rifles and armed vehicles to a park at 10 a.m. with no active incident of anything happening at all. There is literally no points to a majority of what these agencies' actions, or what this agency's actions does, if you will, yet they receive billions and billions in funding. It is a waste of taxpayer dollars and an excuse for racism and prejudice in communities across the United States, not just LA, but everywhere. Everywhere. Moving on to our other news segment tonight, the first topic we have, as we have around three, is a shooting has happened at a Border Patrol facility. There's been a shooting at a Border Patrol facility in Texas as a man with a rifle wearing full tactical gear was shot dead by police after he opened fire at the facility. 2 officers and an employee were injured in the attack, and all 3 were sent to a hospital. The shooting occurred at the entrance of the facility in McAllen, Texas. The identity of the shooter is not yet public. Sorry. This is an interesting situation that could have happened for a variety of reasons. We don't know the names or motives of the shooter, but, there's a lot of things that could have happened. Did they want revenge for a family member? Was it another one of those far-right attackers that we've seen for months now? There are so many options for who it could have been. There really is. And either way, it's a horrible situation. Hopefully, the families of these agents are doing all right, and hopefully, these agents are doing all right. Even though, they're Border Patrol, they're still people too. Anyways, moving on, a New Jersey man has saved 165 lives in a Texas flood. A New Jersey man with the U.S. Coast Guard is being called a hero, and rightfully so, after he helped rescue more than 165 people from floods in Texas, many of which were girls at Camp Mystic, a Christian summer camp that unfortunately lost 27 campers and counselors. Scott Ruscon flew with his team to get to the camp where hundreds were trapped, and he said his team decided the best course of action was to leave me there. He said, "It was pretty traumatic. You have a lot of kids who are probably having the worst day of their life. They are missing friends. They are missing loved ones. They don't know where they are." Ruskin and his crew airlifted the girls to safety as fast as they could. Screw Trump's parade. I mean, if anyone deserves a parade, it's this dude and his team. This man saved almost 200 people, a majority of them being young children. He deserves his flowers and then some. I mean, truly, thank you, Mr. Scott Ruskin, sir. You are a absolute legend, a blessing to the American people as a whole and all of the people in Kerr County where this flood took place. I mean, this could have hundreds of people could have died if it wasn't for this man, and yet he came out there and he saved multiple lives, over 100 lives. That is beautiful. That is insane. I mean, round of applause, truly, round of applause. I mean, that man deserves some kind of award, Nobel Peace Prize, something. He deserves it all, truly. In other news, moving on into the final segment for today, a bit of an unfortunate one. I probably should have put the next one for last, or the previous one for last, but um, actually, this is an unfortunate. I don't know why I said this. This is actually good news. Oops. Take that back. Sorry, guys. A judge has blocked part of Trump's budget. A judge has temporarily barred the Trump administration from revoking Medicaid funding for Planned Parenthood, partially freezing the portion of the bill. This order was issued by U.S. District Judge Indira Tawalani and lasts 14 days, directing the Department of Health and Human Services to take all steps necessary to ensure Medicaid funding continues to be dispersed to Planned Parenthood. According to Planned Parenthood, half their patients use Medicaid, and cuts will have devastating effects on the group and local health centers. Again, good news because this has been blocked. I didn't mean to say terrible news. Don't know why I said that. My bad, guys. For an administration that wants to raise birth rates in the United States, you'd think they'd be willing to actually support Planned Parenthood. Yet we're cutting everything that actually helps everyone, so we can give more money to the rich. So I'm not surprised. But this is good. Hopefully, this can remain a permanent thing, as Planned Parenthood is, very important in not only teaching people but helping them get the resources they need. If they're looking to become a parent, if they're making the decision to become a parent, or if they're, trying to practice safe sex. All those sorts of things fall under Planned Parenthood, and it's an important thing in our society today. So it's important that it sticks around. But with that being said, thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Before I end it, though, I said yesterday that I would be posting a Google form for a Q&A for the 100th episode of the Evening News Recap. That is now available. Check it out on my Substack, on the YouTube community tab, and also my Blue Sky. The link is available on all three of those things. And if you can't find the link, feel free to send me an email at fadejamesnews@gmail.com, and I will email you the link if you are interested in that. I'm trying to get some questions, so, please answer, guys. I would really appreciate it. But with that being said, if you're on YouTube, please consider subscribing. We're on our way to 200 subscribers. We are so close, 3 away. So if you're new here, please subscribe. Drop a comment down below on your thoughts on the news as well. If you're on Substack, please consider pledging your support. All funds go to me. As we know, I'm going to college shortly, and they'll help me pay for food, water, not water. I don't know why I always say that. Food and clothing. You know the gist. Also, a little update on that. Paid subscriptions will be ending, or will be starting, not ending, soon. I'm trying to figure out how Substack does that. So I went to the bank today, did some stuff. So we're getting there. Paid subscriptions will start soon. So if you're pledged, don't be surprised if you lose money from your account. But also consider pledging, because that's really cool and really epic. It would mean the world to me. But with that being said, thank you everyone for watching this video, and I will see you all in tomorrow's episode. Later.